debut studio album. Talk to me about Man of the North. You got to be so stoked.
Oh man, it's been I'm so excited, so happy it's finally out and in the world. It's been a lifetime in the making, you know. It's kind of like a love letter to my roots and you know where I come from, who I come from, and what I come from. And I'm spent 4 years digging through my roots to find those songs, and they're finally here. So
Yeah, I mean, 4 years, that's such a long time really compiling all these songs. And you can tell when you listen to the album, it's really curated. I'm curious, when you're putting this together, I feel like it really tells a story just based on the sound changes from song to song. Talk to me about like curating the process of how you wanted the album to flow together.
yeah, I it kind of turned itself into a little bit of a concept album. But it's got like four sections basically that I felt kind of tell the story of my life and my roots without it being like a self-titled album. But you know, it starts out with like uh, father the father figure situation, and then it goes into like my religious relationship with you know the father figure, and then it follows into like the consequences of those relationships, you know, with drug and alcohol abuse, and then goes into um, you know my relationships with other people, and then finally at the end there's a little bit of hope.
hmm Well, it's funny because when I was taking notes, I was like marking the lines of like, oh, definite sound change, and I think that's really cool because you have so many genres in one album.
Mm,
Like we're going from like rock to a little bit more of like a heavier metal sound, honestly, and then you have a little bit of that country sound in there as well.
yeah.
Is that difficult to switch in between, especially when you're performing, switching in the between those sounds when you're playing?
It feels so fluid on stage,
hmm
because every song is just me and the boys, you know, the band up there, and so we're all in that way. It's all fluid, and I don't know, just it feels like it just feels great because there's dynamics to the set. It may be different listening to it versus you know in headphones versus seeing it live, but I I wanted to basically make the album like I would present a live show, and
hmm
so that was kind of the idea behind it. You know, bringing dynamics to the album, giving the listener some emotional roller coaster, if you will.
Yeah, I definitely got that when I was listening to it. But people might not know that you're from Spokane, and you dedicated the album to Spokane and your mom.
Yeah,
Talk to me about the relationship with your mom and what she's thought about the album. Because if you dedicate it to someone, I'm sure they have a lot of thoughts.
yeah, yeah. My mom raised me and my two older sisters, and did it on her own. And yeah, she's basically my hero. You know, I've just watched her work hard her whole life, and I've never been in need or want, and you know that's a testament to how hard she's worked. And um, uh, yeah, she's just weathered a lot of storms with resilience and like uh, just strength, and never let us like feel the weight of those. And I really respect that as an adult now. Like um, the way she just let us be kids and let us grow up the way she did. And yeah, you know, I was born and raised in Spokane, Washington. I was born in a car in the middle of winter, and it's been different weather ever since. You
Yeah.
know, different types of storms that I've had to weather, and you know, Spokane's like kind of in the high desert, so you get all four seasons sometimes in one day. And
Mhm.
uh, I just love the metaphor of like a city that has to experience the polarities of weather, you know, so do the people. And um, I've kind of, as I've grown, I've just kind of more identified with the land I'm from, and
Mhm.
I've held on to it, especially when times got dark. Like you know,
Mhm.
this is a hard time, but you know, I've been through it before, so I know that there's light at the end.
You have gone through a lot. You've like you can tell in your music. You've talked about it and it's been posted about. But my curiosity is when it comes to why now did you want to release this debut studio album? Was there a process of like, oh, I can finally process all of this stuff that I've gone through with my music? Is it just this just felt like the right time? And what was that timeline like for you?
Yeah, well, you know, it all started with "Dipped in Bleach." Really, was the first song I had like really went there
Mhm.
with honesty and vulnerability in my songwriting, and I was really scared to do it, because I like lived a lot of my life afraid of like my feelings, and like I just suppressed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I grew up, and it caused a lot of darkness in me. I was really afraid to write it. I wrote it, put it out, and it resonated with millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, I'm not alone,
Yeah.
and other people feel this. And so it begun the journey of like writing songs, just spilling my guts
Mm-hmm.
and being as honest as I could. And I just kept writing those songs, and eventually I wrote Man of the North.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment, it all made sense, the story of the album.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I texted my A&R, Ava Boney, and I was like, I feel complete. I have an album. Let's do this.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I kind of want to go through some of my notes just to get your responses to some of the things that I wrote down. So first off, with your first song, If I Were My Father, that's a very bold opening song. You talked about really confronting your relationship between father and son. Why did you want that to be the start? Is it because it was a kind of that concept album vibe, or is it something that you just really wanted to be like a pillar of the album?
Yeah, I definitely. It's one of my biggest fears in life is, will I be a good father if I am blessed to have children? And it's a question I've always had. Like, would it have been different if he just was never around? Because he was kind of in and out. And I just wanted to start off the album with the most vulnerable part of me, like the scariest question I have in my life. And I just wanted to start it off like, this is where we're going in this album, so buckle up.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to mark some of the spots. I took a lot of notes. Just know that I'm very dedicated to this album for you. I feel like there's a lot in the first, like, let's say down to like Dipped in Bleach. Like, it sounds like a lot of confronting of yourself, of like difficult things that you've done, kind of owning up to things in a way. Is that a fair assessment of that? And
Yeah.
That's very hard to do, owning the stuff you've done, owning your own fears. Talk to me about the process of that. Like, I feel like it's got to feel very cathartic for you to really process it all.
Yeah, it's very cathartic, therapeutic, and freeing. I felt, just so afraid to approach those things, because I was just afraid of what other people would think of me, especially the people, in my life that I was afraid of that, and once I let that go, it just, man, it was just so freeing. And I felt like I just, was inching closer to my truth and my peace. And the more I do that, the more I feel like I have a better relationship with myself and less the need to do drugs and stuff,
Yeah. Well, and it really took me on a ride, because I remember I get to Greyhound House Blues, and I was like, oh, we're going real different now.
Yeah.
Is that cool to kind of show off all those different, I know we talked about this genre blending, but I feel like that's a very different side of you, especially when we look at some of the other songs. Was that cool to show off a little bit of that more country sound, if you will, during those, like, I would say the next 3 songs in the album?
Yeah. Oh man, that's probably one of my favorite songs to play live. And obviously really lucky that Molly Tuttle is on it. But yeah, I think as I've just evolved as a writer, I've just, like, Little White Lies and Greyhound Bus Blues, they all just have this this really deep pull to the roots side of me. And I'm never like aiming to write a different genre. I'm just writing what is coming out of me, and I love that. I love that about songwriting, especially in today's day and age with music. You don't have to be pinned as one genre, because I listen to hip hop and country music all in the same workout, so
yeah. Speaking of that, I wanted to go back to, I'm going to put a pin in the album for now, because I want to talk to you about some other things. Specifically, you've covered the Beatles, Nina Simone, XXX Tentacion, Usher, Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
A lot of variety there. How fun is that to just put your own spin on some of these classic songs? So I did a deep dive on your social media, and I was just in awe every time. I'm like, we're covering a lot of different people here. I want to hear about the thought process of when you're picking some of these songs that you're just playing around with for fun.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are like, A Change Is Gonna Come is just one of my favorite songs, and just really wanted to put my heart and soul into it, and try and do it justice. And then like other songs like Revenge by X, it's just such a bluesy song, and it lends itself to my type of singing, and so those type of songs I'm just really excited to try and put my spin on it. And then there's other ones like Ariana Grande, and you really got to be creative with it and make it your own. But I love that, and that was a big part of like the early parts of my career. On TikTok, was just like posting covers and having fun with it.
And I want to talk to you about your singing, because there's moments in some of these songs where you're really getting after it. It's like almost a scream. How do you take care of your voice in that, and how are you able to get there? Because I feel like that's intense for some singers, because it's a scary thought to be messing with your vocal cords like that.
Yeah. Well, I sing and scream from my gut, and luckily I have like a good vocal coach that has seen me do that, and has let me know, I know how to use the vocal cords, but I think it's just a release for me. And like I said, I had a lot of walls up for a long time, and mostly it was just judgment against myself. And when I'm up on stage, those walls come down, and it feels like just a release. And I do it because like I just like need to let it go. And doing it in the studio, was the same feeling. We recorded the songs live because I wanted it to feel like a performance. And there were some of those moments where I just let out a big squeal.
And let's talk about the tour. I mean, a lot of stops. You've got to be very excited about that. What are you looking forward to about showing off your music all over the place?
Live music is what saved me. I think it's what I love most in this life. And it's what has driven me to get to where I am today, and will drive me to keep going. I just love that connection you get to have with real people, and especially now that my songs have reached so many people, it's like getting to have that moment with them in person. It's like not just me spitting out to a bunch of people that bought tickets. I really feel like they're bringing something to me as well. Like we're all just there. We've connected through these songs, and we get to come and just like let our walls down for 90 minutes and just be present and be at peace. And I feel like it's a very spiritual and special time, and so I love it so much. And it's it never gets old. So every city, I love doing it.
And I know that we just released the album, but is there anything that you're working on that are you always songwriting, or are you just enjoying the moment with this album? What's coming next for you?
Yeah, it's always writing songs. That's just the way.
The name of the game.
It's the name of the game, but it's also just like how I live, how I breathe is just I need to write, but yeah, if it were up to me, I would have 2 more albums in the pipeline, which we have enough songs for it. We just recorded some songs in London while we were over there and on tour, and got a lot more coming, and really excited about it also.
Yeah. And I want to talk to you about some more lighter questions. Let's first talk about your relationship with TikTok. You were on there like very early days. Talk to me about the relationship, because you built a very massive following on there. And your career has fluctuated like on what you put out, I'll say. Like can you make this, what does this sound like, kind of videos you used to do?
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about the relationship with the app and how it's changed over time.
Oh, well, definitely grateful for TikTok. It's a love-hate relationship, because the algorithm is literally my Lord and Savior. It feels like at some points, but you know, like it found it it found my core audience with like Dipped in Bleach. I think that is insane how it can just find people that are looking for that type of music and send them brand new original music that they never heard, and then they like it enough to like stream it. Has been an insane experience, and you know, we still are using it for that today. And but yeah, I mean, before TikTok, I had never really like experienced, you know, virality or like getting my voice in front of a lot of people at once. And honestly, the first video that ever went viral was of me. I used to be a triple jumper in college.
Don't you worry, we're gonna get to that.
And I posted this slow-mo video of me triple jumping, and it got 1 million views. And I was like, "What? This is possible?" And then I posted a funny video of me singing and my voice cracked. But the first half of the video was like good singing, and then my voice cracked. So it was just, people were laughing at me, but also were like, "Whoa, this is actually good," you know.
Can you still dunk? You're an athletic guy. Can you still dunk a basketball?
I think I'd be worried about my Achilles at this point.
Sure.
I'm in my 30s, and like my best friend from college, we did track and field together. He just blew his Achilles out, so I'm scared.
So now you're a little bit more nervous.
But I probably could.
Yeah. Will you make a run for the Olympics in triple jumping? I was watching the videos. An athletic dude, I feel like you still could get it. Is there any athletic dreams outside of music that you want to accomplish?
Well, that was my first love, my first dream, and I pursued it very heavily and seriously, you know, my whole life. Went to South Africa to compete and train with University of Johannesburg Athletics Club, and that is where I met, you know, the best in the world, and some of them are still my best friends. But I also met the end of my career, because I was like, these guys are so much more advanced than me, just like physically. Like, I just don't have the gift. I worked really hard to get far in athletics, but and when I went there, I got even better, because you're just surrounded by excellence, and they just know how the body works better than me, and showed me a lot of things. But yeah, it was like a really peaceful transition out of sports, and it gave me like permission to pursue this more
Your
seriously.
lore is very insane. Like it's really interesting. Talk to me about your relationship with Hocus Pocus, because I think that it is your favorite Halloween movie. It seems like. Talk to me about it, because I'm gonna be honest with you. As a kid, that movie like freaked me out.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. My parents thought it was so funny, and they were like, "It's a comedy." I said, "I don't think I'm not picking up on that."
Wow.
So you kill the song when I've seen the videos.
Oh yes.
Talk to me about the movie, because we're in the Burr months, so it's
my
time.
favorite time of year. Yeah, Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters, those are my girls. You know, that's the part, like being from the Northwest, and in the fall, there's just your body just feels. It just feels. I don't know. It's like blissful.
I feel like it's like you know how they say like Mariah Carey defrosts.
Yeah.
That's like when fall comes, I'm like, I come back alive.
I know. I love them. Trick or treating was always my favorite thing, but yeah, I Put a Spell on You by Screaming Jay Hawkins obviously did it first, but that moment in the movie is iconic.
Yeah.
So,
and back to the album really quickly before I let you go. Man of the North is second to last on the album, and with it being the name of the album, I was interested to know like what your thought process was of having that further down in the track list.
Well, the song before it is Stick to Your Guns, and that one is like, I feel like the turning point in the album. Like, yes, I've been through things, but I've also learned, and I am growing from it. I have grown. And so I wanted to follow that up with like the statement, like, all of this has made me this, the Man of the North. And that song is kind of everything I've learned throughout all those songs that I wrote. It is like the it would have been the last song on the album, but I wanted to put like an exclamation point on it. So
Yeah.
I did Paul Revere as the last one.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, and congrats on the album.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.